Here we go. I think we are live now. Awesome. Alright, let me just make sure that everything's set up right. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. YouTube.com says I'm live. Let me just make sure of that. There we go. Looks like I'm live. Okay, give me 1 second. I just want to notify a couple of people of this. Although I definitely do appreciate everyone who watches this. I'm primarily streaming this kind of for myself and for my family, just to have it on record, because Zelda is kind of a big deal for us. It's a family game, so to speak. It's the very first game. I had a video open on my phone still. Very first game that I ever played, a traditional video game, you know. And my dad played it. Is one of his favorite, probably was his favorite game for the NES. All that kind of fun stuff. Give me just a minute. It has the name wrong. No Sword Challenge. NES Zelda. Okay, there we go. So got that changed, I think. There we go. Got that fixed. So now, yep, it's the no sword challenge. There we go. And I'm going to keep track of the chat as we go along. So if you have something to say, be sure to say something in chat. There we go. Just something in chat. So what we're doing is we're going to be playing the original Legend of Zelda, OG Zelda from 1980. I want to say 1886. We're going to be playing with no sword. We're not going to pick up the sword at the beginning of the game. We're not ever going to pick up the sword. There's a caveat to that. But there's only 3 rules here. Rule 1, don't pick up the wood sword, the silver sword, or the master sword. You don't pick up any of those swords. Second thing is, well, that's the only thing I really worry about is swords. I can pick up as many hearts as I want. I can use the wand, use the candle, the bombs, the arrows, the whole 9 yards. There's a couple of minor glitches I'm going to be exploiting, but they're really minor and not that big a deal. And then the third thing is, you can't kill Ganon without the sword. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the whole game all the way to the end, go into Castle 9, get to Ganon with no sword, and at that point I'm going to let myself die, go get the wooden sword, go into Castle 9 again, and go kill Ganon. That's how I'm going to actually beat the game, because you have to have a sword to beat Ganon in Castle 9. So let's go ahead and register my name. Naturally, we're going to be Tackless. Tackless. There we go. Are we ready to begin? I think we're ready to begin. Alright, so here we are. What we would usually do if I was a normal person is I'd get the sword, but I am not going to. I'm going to exit, and I have no sword. Now, step 1 is we're going to need to get some cash, and usually you can get cash by killing things with your sword. We, unfortunately, can't do that, so we're going to have to hit up some of the secrets around the world that can give us cash. Now, the big one that I'm going to be going straight for, as I can, is a 100 rupee secret in the top right corner. Top right corner of the whole game world, I mean. It's a pretty tough secret to find if you're not looking for it, but it's pretty easy to get even this early in the game. Although with having just 3 hearts, it's killer. Man, I'm gonna see if I can hit up that fairy pond really quick. It's worth mentioning that when Link takes damage, chances are in the stream he'll go invisible for you. He blinks on my screen, but I noticed that when I was recording Adventures of Link gameplay, is that he went completely invisible after he took damage for like a couple of frames. Just odd NES, Wii U recording hiccups. Man, I don't know which one to use, the D-pad or the stick on the controller. Probably should just plug in my GameCube controller that I have for my Wii U and use it instead of the gamepad, but looks like I got 5 people watching already, so thank you guys. If you have any questions or comments or whatever about this, just leave something in the chat and I'll see if I can get to it, even if it's not directly related to this topic. Once again, we are playing Legend of Zelda, the original one from NES, with no sword. So some background as to why I'm doing this is I've always been a big Legend of Zelda fan. By and far, Zelda is my favorite franchise. You know, I haven't beaten all of the Zelda games actually. Ow, ow. Where's the secret? There's the secret. Neat. So, yeah, if you look in the gray box there in the top left corner, that kind of shows the whole map. And we're in the top right corner, so we're about to get 100 free rupees, which is awesome. Get that cash. But yeah, as to my background, the original Legend of Zelda for Link was the very first video game I ever played. My dad used to play this on the actual Nintendo Entertainment System, and then it died on us, I think. So he found an emulator for the computer, and Anna died. That kind of happens when you don't have any weapons and 3 hearts. Let's retry. Retry that. Oh. That undid my process. You know, I was about to comment on what the difference between retry and save was, but apparently retry undoes your progress. That's good to keep in mind. I don't actually remember that being on the old Zelda. Nick in chat just just chatted. Is there a community alive for Project Spark, even after development stopped? I would say that there's still a community. I would say that it has greatly shrunk. Taking damage a lot. Greatly shrunk. I know that it doesn't really have a presence in social media that much and gaming news. I did see an article that Kotaku did recently about come on! It shouldn't be this hard. About someone who made a Star Wars game in Project Spark. So I mean, it's not completely dead, but it's definitely dipped off some. I know that I've been creating less for it, unfortunately, especially after Terminal Island. I wouldn't say that I got burned out on Terminal Island, but I would say that I definitely needed a break before I could do anything in Project Spark again. I did spend a good chunk of time building a new tower defense game, and just got busy and haven't... Jeez. Oh, come on. My goodness. Feeling so clumsy right now. I'm just going to continue. But after I did Terminal Island, I definitely felt like I needed to take a break. I worked on the tower defense game, and it was actually pretty fun. Pretty solid game. I had some just kind of issues with it, so I haven't worked on it a lot recently. But I felt good about my code, my towers, and whatnot, so that's good. I don't know. I'd like to say that the community isn't dead, but it's definitely a lot smaller. I mean, it can't be completely dead. Terminal Island has cleared 5,000 plays, which is more than any of my other worlds. So there's clearly people still playing it. And thank you to everyone who did that, by the way. It's just not nearly as active as it used to be. Because I know there was a point in time when there was like 10,000 worlds being uploaded a day or something ridiculous like that. And that's definitely gone. Back to the task. Let's see if I can get to that secret by now. Because I kind of need that secret to start this. Now, once I get that secret, I can buy the candle, and then I can buy or kill my way to get some bombs, and then I get the bombs, and I can open up a bunch more cache secrets, and get some hearts and whatnot, and get the train rolling. So, let's see if we can do this without taking loads of damage. There we go. And we're back. Oh, hey, look at that. Mescad is in my stream. Hello, Mescad. I know this isn't Project Spark, but another one of the games that I love. I actually made a Project Spark Zelda game. That was one of my first projects that I really worked super hard on. And I was happy with it. It had a lot of issues, naturally, but I was really happy with it. It got a lot of attention. So, there's that. So, we've got 100 rupees. I know that there's a shop near the original spawn where you can buy this stuff. Can't think of one elsewhere. And we're beeping again. Alright, I see that I've gotten a couple of new bits of chat. Give me a sec to get to a safe spot. Man, 3 hearts, no sword? You are just so squishy. Nick says, I'll be getting into game dev soon in a programming academy and we'll be doing game dev after it's done. That's pretty awesome, Nick. Definitely good luck with that. Nick also asks, aren't you a software dev? I'm not really a software developer. I mean, I've done some websites. Like, I've programmed, program is a strong word, coded a handful of games from scratch. Not games, sorry. Trying to think of a lot of things at once. A couple of websites from scratch. I'm still doing that part-time as just bonus income, making websites for people. Tried learning Python, tried learning Ruby. They were both very fun. I just got too busy to really keep up on it, and you really need to keep up on that stuff to stick with it. Mesked says, this is one of my first NES games. Heck yeah! Original Zelda is awesome. Everyone should play this game. If when I have kids, I'm not allowing them to get the Xbox, who knows what they're going to call it, the Xbox Zero or something? Who knows what they're going to name it, before they play some of the OG original NES games. Alright, let's get back on track. We have a candle and some bombs to get. Once I get the candle, then things get a lot better for us, because the candle, weirdly enough, is going to be my main weapon, just because it's the only weapon that you use that doesn't use up anything. Bombs obviously use up how many bombs you have. Arrows use up 1 rupee, which admittedly is a lot cheaper than bombs, but it's still a rupee, and rupees are kind of hard to come by when you're not playing with a sword. So I'm going to be using the candle a lot. And the caveat with the candle, if you're not familiar with this game, is that every time you use it, you can only use it once per screen. So you use it, and then you have to exit the room and re-enter. So if you hurt an enemy but don't kill it, and then you exit and re-enter, that enemy has regenerated its health. So you have to kill each enemy with 1 shot. Let's see. Nick says, yeah, the 9-week track program I'm based in is on net. But I'm not a big fan of web developing, but I'm doing it for cash and game dev on the side. Yeah, web developing, definitely, there's some good cash there. Especially with some tools that make website development easier. Like, I've been using Weebly a lot. I know that it's just a template... Oh, wrong button. I know it's just a template-based website creator, but it gets the job done. It looks really nice. And for most customers, you can hand them the login info and say, hey, look, if you need to update a photo, you can do it yourself. So I've been using Weebly a lot, and I've made a couple of websites using Weebly. I know some people use WordPress and templates for that, but that's not my thing. Anyways, let's see if we can hit up a few secrets with the candle now. And, jeez, get some killing done as I can. I do happen to know that there's a heart container just over here. Let's see if I can get a kill on these guys. Yep, I got one. Oh, it's a clock, which is useless with the candle because I still can't use it. I think it's one of those two, so we'll throw it on both. Awesome. There we go. So here's my first heart. Let's see. First heart. Alright, so we got our heart. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Now, I could grind for bombs, or I could just buy bombs. I'm tempted to just buy bombs, because it can take a while to grind when you have just a candle. See if I can kill a couple of these guys in one shot. One. Whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna buy some bombs. Now, an interesting bug in the original Legend of Zelda is that if you don't completely clear a room, if you leave one enemy left, the rest of the enemies won't respawn. So for a couple of these rooms, I'm gonna leave one alive, just so running back here to get health refills and whatnot is pretty easy. Meskad asks, do enemies regen health when you leave the screen? If you don't completely kill the enemy and you leave the screen and come back, then yeah, they regen to full health. If you kill the enemy and then exit and re-enter, that enemy stays dead. And another little interesting exploit / bug that you can use. Some rooms have a bunch of, let's say, ghosts in them, and half the ghosts are blue and half the ghosts are orange. And the orange ghosts are easier to kill than the blue ghosts. So what you do is you kill the orange ghosts, you exit the room, you re-enter, and the remaining 4 ghosts respawn and re-roll if they're going to be blue or red. So you can just keep doing that and keep getting red ghosts, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you can pretty much beat... You can even use the system a little bit to try to make things easier for yourself. Let's... I know that there's several spots around here where you can bomb for more hearts, and I'm going to do that while I'm killing enemies. I'm pretty sure I can get to Castle 3 tonight pretty easily. I know after Castle 3 I'm going to have to do some grinding for cash, because I really kind of need the blue ring after that. Man. Sweet. These guys give more cash than the, I think they're called Octoroks, the octopus-looking guys from the earlier rooms. These guys seem to give more cash. The ones who give the most cash are the... I don't know what their actual names are. The crystal guys from the desert. These guys. Yeah, these guys give tons of cash. When they're not terribly killing you. Okay, so there's a secret right there. Let me in! There we go. Nick in chat says, yeah, Weebly is good. It allows you to add HTML and CSS too, which is handy. I love... is that C+? It's C #. I love backend, so my friend will do design. I do most of the backend. That's pretty cool. I've heard, and I haven't verified this, of course, I've heard that PHP is high in demand and that Python is high in demand, just because of how much stuff you can do with those two mediums. But, I mean, if you can develop code, then there's lots of places who can use you. I know there's another heart up here. Let's see if I can pin a couple of these guys. There we go. That is candle warfare right there. C#. Okay. That's what Nick said, is that C# is actually C#. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Well, that was a miss. Let's see. I think it's right there. Okay, I guess it's right there. I can never remember on that particular rock which one it is. Take any one you want. I feel like I would have to track down and kill anyone who took the potion over a heart container. Because the potion's wonderful, don't get me wrong, but it's a freaking heart container, man. Ooh, heart. Do you want... It'll be nice once I get the boomerang. Okay, I happen to know that there's a money secret here. 30 coins, I think this one is. Yep, there's 30. Now, I know that there's a cache secret right there. Like, right here. But I'm not going to use it because I need my 1 bomb for Castle 1. I'm guessing I'll get more than 1 bombs here soon, but, you know, plan for the worst. Okay, so let's go heal up at the Fairy Pond and then head to Castle 1. Killed them all. Oh well, I'll be able to grind that room later for cash. Head up here, heal up, get rid of the annoying beeping. Nick in chat says, PHP is good but a pain to program in, and Python is fairly easy to learn, but I don't think I'll need it for web developing. That's true. There's plenty of applications for Python and web developing. I mean, Python's pretty much what YouTube runs on, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's probably not something that you need for web developing. HTML and CSS are your go-to for that, or at least having knowledge of them. That's what my website teacher always said, was that you don't necessarily need to make all of your websites raw in HTML, but you need to know how to, so that you can modify those templates and edit them and whatnot, and you know how HTML is supposed to behave. Esprit, if I'm saying that correctly in chat, says, I like C# as well. I'm 14 and learning to program with it first. That's excellent to hear. The more people who can program, the better. Now, I'm going to be using a little bug here. See that locked door in front of me? For whatever bizarre reason, exit, re-enter, and behold, the door's unlocked. Okay, so now these guys take 2 hits with the candle, so you have to kind of pin them in the corner or against a wall for them to take 2 hits. I had an opportunity, but I missed it. Like that. So I got the key, and I'm going to ignore the rest of the guys in this room. This room should just be bats. I think you get the compass or something for killing these guys. There's only 3 of them, so I'm going to do it. Or I'm going to miss terribly. You know, that's always an option. Let's see. Nick in chat says, yeah, I didn't want to go to college, so I'm doing a programming academy called 1150 Academy. It's amazing in only 9 weeks instead of 4 years. Okay. Yeah, definitely online classes are excellent. A lot of that is just you can self-pace yourself. That's one thing that always annoyed me in my multimedia classes. Try not to sound too arrogant here, but I was always kind of on the top end of the classes. Just, I loved doing it, and I did it in my free time, so when it came to doing it in class, I was kind of on top of things. Oh, I got another key. So then the people who were in the class just because they needed to be, or they didn't really like it, or they, I don't know, weren't as good at it, we kind of had to slow down for them, and that always annoyed me a little bit. So going at your own pace is always great, and yeah, I would say that you probably learn more total uses in a traditional classroom setting, though, than maybe an online class. But obviously I haven't taken that online class, so I don't know. Let's see. Bow is in the top left corner, so I'm going to go and snag that bow. Ah, jeez. Okay. I got 3 of them. Pretty happy with that. Okay. Little chocolate chips. Nick in chat says, oh no, it's not online. A school is someone named Scott Jones. No, that's cool. I thought that'd be an online school. Yeah, Mesked said, I always preferred college classes where people wanted to be there versus the required classes. I would absolutely agree to that, 100%. Every elective or optional class I took was so much more fun and enjoyable than a required class. I went to a community college, so they gave us quite a bit of flexibility there. Like there were some things where you had to take X, or you had to take a class, and you got to pick from one of 5 or 6 classes. And even those, it was more fun because they were technically required to do it, but they also got to pick which one. So I took a really fun drawing class because of one of those. And everyone in the class, well, most everyone, really had a blast. Now it's just the old guy giving me secrets. Let's see, the bow. I need the bow, definitely. Let's see, more chocolate chips. And the map, that'll be nice. As familiar as I am with this game, I don't have all the maps memorized. Oh boy. Ah, dang it. Oh well. Use it pretty much all my keys. Oh geez, I'm gonna need to get another key. Oh, come on, get that guy. Okay, these guys are gonna take 3 hits. That's gonna be fun. Trying to think where another key would be. Oh, that guy has a key. I guess I missed that. Exit, re-enter. That guy. Anyway. Move out of the way. Whatever. Exit, re-enter. We're going to be doing this a lot. We're going to pretend I didn't just waste the candle shot into the water there and just move on. Alright, now I got to pin one of these guys in the corner again. Here we go. Come on. Ah! Oh boy. Okay. Oh, thank goodness, and even gave me a heart. Alright, now we just gotta wait for this guy to move into a corner. Oh boy. Dang it. Whatever. Don't actually need to kill these guys because I have a key now. Yep, room full of spiky guys. And we get the oh so wonderful bow. If I don't die first. Oh, there we go, we got it. Alright, 1 object down, who knows how many more to go. Alright, once again, if you're just joining us, we are playing the original Legend of Zelda with no sword. I'm currently doing okay in Castle 1, taking a lot of damage, still alive. Pretty much only using the candle as my weapon because I have an infinite number of uses with candle. Guess we're just gonna exit and re-enter again. Got that guy. Be nice if someone dropped a couple of hearts or something. Now I'm out of keys, and I'm guessing that if I cleared a few more of these rooms, I would get more keys. But I also know that you can bomb your way to victory. So we're just going to go to a different room and bomb through it. Come to think of it, I don't know. I think I'll have to go buy the arrow first before I can beat the boss of this castle. So, arrow's what, 80 bucks? It's either 60 or 80. So, probably going to have to leave this castle here soon. And then just go deal with that. So, Man, wish I could have gotten the boomerang on this go, but oh well. Oh, I accidentally unplugged my gamepad. There we go. My gamepad's battery life is pretty terrible, so I keep it plugged in all the time. Okay, there we go. Head into this room. This might be the room with the... Oh, this is the room with the compass. Don't particularly need the compass. I think it was that room that if I bomb up, then... Yeah, I can bomb up from here. Ah! Or I'll just die, you know. That works too. So we're just gonna continue. I'm gonna spawn us back here. Nah, I'm not gonna run with that now. Let's see. Switch. Back to our candle. It hates to waste our bomb. Now we gotta get some cash. Now I know where I can get some cash, but I also know that I want to keep my bomb because I still have to blow a hole in that wall. Yeah, got a heart. Trying to think where some cash is that I can burn to rather than bomb to. Well, there's one spot kind of on the other side of the map I can get 10 coins from. So I guess I'll go hit that up. Double kill. Okay, is this the shop that sells the arrow? No, it sells very expensive shields. You can get a shield elsewhere for 90 bucks. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. There we go. I got some more cash. Now I got 70 rupees now. I should be able to get this $10 secret over here. And then have enough to buy the arrow. I might need a few more rupees just to supply the arrows because every rupee takes one rupee to fire. Oh, that room lags always. It's a secret to everybody. I think the original translation for that was something along like, this is a secret, I'll pay you so you don't tell anyone. Makes you wonder what he was doing in that room, huh? Trying to think if there's any other cash spots I can use around here. Sweet. Really nothing? Killed 3 of them in one shot and I get nothing? Oh, sweet. There. But, well, with my 80 rupees, I can go buy the arrow. And then we can head back into Castle 1. Gonna try to leave some of these rooms with just one enemy left, because if you leave one enemy left, they don't respawn. Ooh, rupee. There we go. Now I've got enough arrows to fuel my boss killer. Yep, remember how I left this guy alive? This room even stays empty after you die. Now if I'm not mistaken, it'll stay mostly empty even if you quit and reopen the game. Which is pretty surprising that they would keep that much information saved. Arrow. There we go. The bow comes really in handy in some rooms where you get locked in or you need to just kill a bunch of enemies consecutively. Anyways, back to Castle 1 we go. If you guys have any comments, any questions, anything you want to discuss in the chat, even if it's unrelated to Legend of Zelda, definitely leave a comment in the chat below. Come on. Trying to make it to Castle 1 on full health. Oh well. And we're back. Time to head back to the room with the bats. See what trouble we can get into. Now I know that that the little bug exploit that I use to keep the enemy count low in the overworld, that doesn't really work in the castles as well. You can do that as long as you stay in the castle. As soon as you exit the castle, then the enemies reset. Mesca in the chat says, do you know how many screens wide and tall the overworld is? I want to say it's something like 8 by 16. I've looked at the overworld maps before, and it's something along those lines. But I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's this room, or if I kill these guys, I get my boomerang. So I'm going to be a little more careful and kill these guys. Or we could try using our bow and arrow and see how far that gets us. Be nice if one of these guys dropped some more rupees. There we go. Should have enough to kill the boss now. If I remember right, boss takes three arrows. Man, I feel really nerdy about this game. Because prior to this, I haven't played this game in a while. Like, a couple of years, at least. Bow and arrow. Avoid the stupid blue hands of death. There we go. Curiosity's sake, I'm going to try to use the candle on him once.